Alright, welcome to episode 13. It's all about dogs. Well, don't be scared. About dog bowl caps. I finally get some caps, and then I get some more caps. So now I've got 4 of these. Suppose you're from a 76. And another set I got an extra one. So now I got 5. And then I got this oddball. Doesn't have the lip. And then I got 2 of the original 521 ones that are kind of beat. I actually like this style the best. Where'd you go, Amber? Anyways, episode 13 is all about finally getting the wheels painted. At least the 3 that I have painted, hubcaps installed. Also finished out the motor mount, the steering column. I modified the oil pan for the motor mount. Figure out some rear wiring, and I changed the oil in the diff and in the trans, and reinstall the trans. So let's get on to episode 13. I just put my caliper brackets back on for my Maxima. You can see how much material I had to remove from the bracket. This is like 3 millimeters, because now these little shims, is that the way they go? Yeah. Oh. Now they go like, is that the way they go? Now they go that way. Shoot, I almost got them the wrong way. Yeah, so I need to remove like 3 millimeters from this side, because these are your anti-squealers. In the old days you had to put grease on these, but instead of putting grease on your things, you just stay on the shims and you don't have squealy brakes. There we go. So now you can see the squealers in there. You can see the pad is hanging out over a little bit here. So the brakes are going to be, yeah, that's the only thing bad about this mod, is that while these pads are new, they're kind of right on the edge of that. Mount there. I do have thin pads, but let's hang out just a little bit. Hopefully that'll be okay. Alright, so put a coat of clear on there. I haven't painted the back flat black. Clean this with soap and water, simple green, and then something else, and it came out really clean. It looks really good. You can actually read the date stamp now really easily. 3 of 72. So this is the newer wheel. This is the non-original wheel. That surface rust is just like surface rust. This thing is really clean. So I'm going to paint both sides. I cleaned both sides. And I reused the tape from the other wheel from a couple days ago too. So let's paint another one. Okay, so I think I found a solution to the problem. I found another set of these pins for a hard body, and they're basically exact same as these Maxima ones. They look a little different. The little boot cap is in a different place, but they're basically the same. I think the only way to get brand new pads to fit on here, because these things are just a little too big. I can't modify these things, but the bracket, it's got a big chunk of female sleeve that I don't really need. Well, it's needed for the rubber boot. It holds the rubber boot. So I think we can live without that. So if I cut that off or grind that flush, that's like 4 or 5 millimeters. That's more than enough, because I only need like 2 millimeters to get this caliper to go on. Okay, so for the first time I've got all the shims in there. I had to modify the 2 shims. The only thing I don't have is the rubber boots, but obviously I gotta take it all apart and paint it and clean it. Okay, I'm trying to put the engine back in, and the motor mount definitely hits the column. And the exhaust does too. See where the mount used to be. This side still needs to come down. Looks like it needs to come forward. Man, that sure looks like it's going to hit the exhaust. Didn't look like it was going to do that before. This is not good. Okay, I just got one nut on that side. I got the engine to 0 degrees at the carb because, you know, it leans over. And now it looks like it's going to clear the exhaust, clear the parking brake, clear the rack. I just looked underneath. It's like, what is it hitting on? Oh, come on, light, seriously. It's hitting my stupid reinforced cross member. The oil pan is. That's the last thing I thought. What I thought, oh man, the oil pan's right there too, crap. Drain bolt is right there. I'm gonna have to redesign the whole structure. But look, it's actually sitting on the cross member, but it needs to tilt way down, so I think it's just gonna just clear here. The rack is not touching anything, amazingly. Wow, so I just gotta redesign this reinforcement. I can whip out these 4 bolts, take out that bolt, and the engine should be in the right place, make the motor mount, and redesign this. I don't even think, I thought this drain plug was on the back side for some stupid reason. Okay, so the engine won't go back. Look how close it comes to the oil pan down there. I gotta knock that corner off that mount. I may be able to save that mount and not notch the pan. Clears the exhaust so far. So close to everything. This mount is sitting on. Obviously it's, you know, like 6 degrees out. The bottom. Oh, I was watching a video and it's like, you know, I forgot about this pan. I thought for some reason this drain plug was on the back side of there. I could have swore that's how my 74 was. Yeah, it's still sitting on the cross member here. So I could actually put like a block of wood in here and get this engine level when I build the right mount. But is that touching there? I think it is. So it won't go back because why? I think it's, so I need to put a block of wood in there and get it to go back. I think it's hitting this sway bar cross member. Methinks. That definitely needs to come off anyways, that's too close to the socket. So is that the problem? Or is it the other one? I don't know. Taking this out was easy. Okay, so the truck is like 3 degrees up in the air, right? So, level this way. Well, it was. Level that way. It should lean back about 3 degrees. It leans back about 6. So 6 minus 3 to compensate with the fact that it's too high in the front. To get the truck level, we'll go back about 3. That means it's leaning back about 3 degrees. That's perfect. So the angle is good that way, and it looks good actually. It looks like stock L series. It's sitting on the block and it's not hitting anything, but the engine's crooked. It's going sideways. It's on that side, and that block of wood I put under there seems to be about the perfect size. It's not hitting over here, but the engine needs a twist over here. It's not hitting the rack per se, it's hitting my mount. But even though I just cut it, I can't really pull the engine over enough to get the engine straight. Man, it's cramped under here. Oh, yeah, that's... The mount wants to hit the pan. You gotta see this. Look at that. If I put that there, well, that pretty much lines up on the old marks where it was. Stupid shadows. I don't know if you can see, but that's exactly where it needs to be. Wow, so I could just maybe move this whole thing over. That'd be too easy. I don't know. Figure that out in a minute. We gotta get 3 degrees. Pay attention. Alright, I just took a little more hammer. The little corner where it was hitting right there. It's ugly, but as long as it doesn't leak, it's good with me. Let's put it in again. Just so you know, I also modified my engine hoist. Cut off this extra tab. I need to do that one. Also rounded those corners up there so that this thing will tilt. When I took it out the last time, it kept binding. So every time I use the hoist or this leveler, and I've used it a million times. I made a jig for the VG30, but anyways, it's actually been able to, I also shortened it up, moved it all the way back here, because I don't need that height. The truck is not even lowered and I can clear, so I'm making it do in this little garage. Just lower this thing down. Again. How many is this? I don't know. Oh, it's going nice and straight right into play. Where's the motor mount? Oh, I'm right on it, right on it. I'm on it. It's in. Oh, I'm getting better and better at this. I was left-handed. I'll put the nut on to secure it. Okay. The right side's on. Now I just gotta do the left side. Is this the... Okay, where's the mark? Where's the other motor mount? Oh man. We are money now, and I don't think we're hitting the pen anymore. Oh, I was gonna cut that steering, wasn't I? Oh well, next time. I think if I take the rack out, I'll cut it, because I can see the aluminum is close, but the steel is not. Can you see down there, buddy? Can you see that clearance? Oh, we got clearance on the exhaust. Wow. That thing's in a... right where the gasket is. That should be good, though. Man, that... oh, let's look at the numbers. Oh, we're crooked. Getting all excited over nothing. So we're not 0, so that means we got to go down. There we go. There we're 0 now. So use the hoist for that. Now to get to 6 degrees. Oh wow, right on there. Oh my gosh, look at the space. I could see for miles down there now. Wow. I can put my finger through there. Oh, and it's way clearer off of here now. Oh, I'm liking it. Is it crooked though? Let's see. Must be crooked. There's no way it could be this good. Yeah, it's just a little crooked. Engine needs a twist. Yeah, I was gonna say there's no way it had that much space. Let's put this mount back on. Man, look at that. That is right where it needs to be. I just gotta figure out how to connect the dots. Okay, I'm gonna take off my mask. So how did we get here? Well, I didn't like the dent, and it was too hard to get to the bolt in and out. So, 2-inch, 14 gauge steel. That looks cool, right? Figured I'll just cut off more than I need. Pickup tube is here. It's wasted space. So, yeah, so let's weld this in there. Gotta put a flap stock there. And that's it. Get the flat stock out of this piece. It's gonna be ugly, but nobody will ever see it. Those are pretty good. Alright, just made up a couple of plates out of that 2-inch fence post material. This is powder coated inside and out, so it's pretty nasty stuff. Gotta get rid of all that stuff before I weld it, because I don't want any leaks in this thing. But we can weld the inside and outside probably. So I think I'll just tack it on, then we'll throw it back on the engine, put the engine back in the truck, and we'll make the motor mount. Okay, 2 or 3 bolts holding the pan on. Got this thing tacked. And let's see if it clears now. Put the engine in again. Okay, so I've just welded some nuts to the back of this plate. Both sides. I had to cut and notch the motor mount to let the nuts sit in there. And so now this plate is just sitting on top of the original frame mount. It's tacked on. Got the rack back installed. Got the motor mount on the block. I cut the motor mount in half. I cut out a big chunk. So now the plan is to connect the dots with some diagonal bracing. This is how some factory motor mounts are built, so that's what I'm using. Got pretty good clearance down there. Got pretty close here. Got the motor mount back in. Got it set to about 8 degrees. Maybe that's too much. I'm using my little, it's like a front wheel drive engine thing. The hoist kept leaking and wasn't keeping the engine constant. I had to put a strap on here to keep the engine, keeps wanting to turn. So that's to keep the engine straight. Doesn't even look straight. Yeah, I think it's straight. Yeah, because I can tell by. Okay, so I just added, I think that's a 2-inch piece of steel I added in there. It's 1/4 inch, just only need a 11 gauge, whatever, 1/8 inch, but I had a 1/4 inch, so I just used it. Now I just gotta. So this is the base, and this is the sides. I just got a piece of cardboard out of the mail. Somebody sent me a birthday card or something, and cut it down. I made 2 of these and 1 of these, and then you just massage it into shape. I'm really liking that. I remember there was a factory mount like that on one of my Nissans. I can't remember which one. It looked like it was a mistake, but it jogged all crazy like that. And you can see there's not. I'm liking that. Once I clean it up, cut off all this extra steel, maybe add a little bit of a piece on the top. I think that's gonna work. Clears everything. Leaves me hopefully enough room for an AC compressor in here. If not, I gotta throw it away and make something different. But we'll worry about that later. Yeah, this engine support bar I bought it actually to change the frame on a friend's Ford Taurus. We changed that the cross member was bent, the K member was bent, but we didn't end up using it. But I did use it on, I think the last time I used it was on my daughter's MR8DE engine swap, to hold the engine while I was messing with stuff. But that's what it's for, holding stuff at the top. It's so much better not having the engine hoist next to me. It's more stable, it's easily adjustable. This is probably the best use of it I've had. Oh, I should probably added, these factory bolts were not 10 millimeter. They were something standard, I don't know what they were. They're still like that over here. So what I did is since I had to put in new nuts, I just went ahead and made them 10 millimeter, because this is 10 millimeter 1.25. This is 10 millimeter by 1.5. So went ahead and enlarged the motor mount holes, made a new plate, welded on 1.5 nuts to match the block. But all the nuts, all the heads are 14 millimeter, all the bolts are 10 millimeter, so 10, 10, 10. Can't win there. And this is all 10. Pretty much everything's going metric. Steering's all metric now. Sway bar's all metric. The end links just went metric. Might as well upgrade the bumper bolts to metric. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do the hard body system. Okay, so what does this go to? There's 5 wires. I took this tape off, and I noticed they're all spliced to 5 different wires. So I think these are factory colors. Red with black, white with black, white with red, green with yellow. Looks like red, blue. And I'm assuming these go to the taillights, because I got no wires back there. So I think somebody did some creative repair. Splice these on. That means I've got no taillight harness. Only got enough wire to get to the, not even to the back wheel. So now I need to find some more wire, preferably those colors, which may not be easy to do, and extend them to the back. Yep. Just put the torsion bars back in and put the bolts down because it was easier to tighten. They were the opposite way. That's, well, I don't know. I've seen both my trucks been all different ways. I'll go on bolts down. I'm not lowering this thing to the ground, so it'll be fine. Just flipped around the high lift, the quick jacks again, because need to clean under here and wanted the truck to go the opposite way. Looks like it's level now. So I need to get this harness out of here. I'm gonna get this last remaining harness out. Here's the training. I'm gonna soak it in simple green. Gotta get clean. I don't know why it was covered in oil. I changed the oil on this thing, and it was black, like the original 50-year-old oil. Super, super smelly black gear oil came out. I just changed the rear end. It wasn't as bad, but it was pretty black as well. But first time having a Nissan with a stall shaft. Take out that sleeve, and I think I'm just gonna try to put it back in from the top by hand. If that's too heavy, I'm going to put it back on the engine, throw it back in the truck. Alright, I just lifted it and threw the tranny in. Literally. First time ever throwing in from the top. I put a 2x4, I was going to put it on those torsion bars to hold the tranny up, but not enough room, so I just had some old, actually some brand new U-bolts. So I just bolted it to the torsion bar. I can put another 3 or 4 inches of wood underneath it, raise it up, and hook up the drive shaft. I'm just going to store the tranny in there. I just cleaned it the best I could. It's already drained of oil. And now I can get the engine bay ready for paint. I just remembered I gotta weld in a battery tray. I think that's the last thing to weld in here, and then I can paint it. So I just got in some of my hubcaps. I think I've ordered like 9 of them. So I got like 5 more coming. But just got these stainless steel factory hubcaps from a 76. So I just put them on. Man, they stick out deep. Even with these wide tires. Wish the rims were a little bit deeper, but looks pretty cool. That's with a 2-inch wheel spacer. Yeah. In the front, I haven't done it yet. I don't know if I'm gonna do wheel spacers, or I'm probably just gonna do the D21 front end and then figure out what spacers I need, because that's wider. So I just painted the third wheel, a couple of coats of clear coat. I even painted the back. Just 1 coat. I guess I put another coat on the back. Oh. Yeah, it's not too bad. I'm not gonna see most of this. Still looking for a 4th wheel. I found a few out of state. Trying to get. So right now I only have 3 that are Datsun and some other weird wheel. I actually have a working parking brake, but it needs a little tuning. So it's actually, you can see there's no more adjustment, and the wheel is locked. It's all the way out there, which is bad. That's the problem. And then, oh jeez, did it go back? Oh, it's not releasing. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, it's sticking down there. There you go. Just released. Now it turns. I got a rubbing issue down there. I'm gonna make the hole bigger. For this arm, I originally put this way out here. I don't know why. Make it easy, I think. It needs to move in closer to the original female Maxima clip. This is the hard butt, the 521 female up here, and actually that's a male down there connection. So I need to move this thing closer in because there's too much dough. The other side, it needs another little pull. So and then when I release it, it's getting stuck in the hole down there. Here's my other issue. Just see how that gets stuck? Getting stuck in that hole, so it's not releasing. That's not good. But when it's released, it's pretty cool. You got an adjuster here, and they got the adjuster here, and then this pivot point at the very front, the first one, needs to be taken apart. It doesn't have a cotter pin, it has an E-clip, or not an E-clip, circlip. I need to take it off in a little bit because it's kind of sticky. It's not releasing. I have to kind of like help it release. But I think I've got it pretty close. All I got to do is shorten the arms on the calipers. I'll have more throw. And then I got to enlarge this hole here. This hole is not big enough. I think it's because I increased the size of this bolt and redesigned it. You know, I made it easier adjustable and just made it a way bigger bolt. Bigger. It was just a little thin bolt. So now it gets stuck in there occasionally, which is not good. And yeah, I'm going to enlarge the size of this hole. Actually, scratch what I just said. I just remembered. So the spring pushes on this hole. The Maxima cable pulls on that one. So that's why I'm kind of plugging that. So I just need to move that over to that space. I just got to make sure I keep room for the spring goes in there. It's got to be able to go in there. So I just need to move that thing over like whatever to to there. Move it as close as possible. The farther I move it, I think the harder people put the brake on, but the more throw I'll get, right? Yeah, so I'm losing a lot of leverage. So yeah, I need to move that thing down. Cut that off, move it down. End of discussion. Alright, we got a parking brake. Both sides are locked up solid. All I did was shorten that and lower it. I probably shouldn't have lowered it though, because it made it hard to get the spring on. But she's tight. It's locked. And she doesn't come out as far as before. There we go. Parking brake. Cool. Let's try this side. No parking brake. Oh yeah, she's solid. That's the way it should come out, about that much. Still needs a little lubing and stuff here and there underneath. At least I got a solid parking brake now. So the left side motor mount is almost done. Just gotta cut off a little more trimming, clean this up. This is a, what is it, 1/2 inch, 11 gauge. I just put it on top. This 11 gauge. This is a 1/4 inch. This is all 11 gauge, but they double it up here, so I need to drill a hole in the bottom so it doesn't fill up with water. So this is my new left side motor mount to jog it over. I may have shown you already. That one's all done. Back on. Doesn't look too bad having a little jog. I just took that thing off. I didn't realize that spring for the hood just comes right off. You just slide it out. I'm thinking about removing that. I don't know. Still undecided, but for now, I think it's kind of rusty under there. I kind of want to take that off, maybe make it a bolt on or something. I don't know. So I finally got the wheels painted. I got 3 wheels painted anyways. I don't have a 4th wheel yet. And I got 4 hubcaps, but I only have 3 wheels. You see I got an extra hubcap. So this one has a wheel spacer. This one does not. I think I'm going to order some D21 suspension. Next, get this thing done. I was going to do it after I painted the inside, but I may have to trim these fender wells to get the control arms in. So maybe I should do it now while the engine's out. And that trainer looks clean in there. So many things to do.